This is the dude who fills in on who filled in for Stu the other day with Glenn Blech. And this is about the guy who threatened to kill Joe Biden and made specific dates, and we'll look into it. But the idea is that his thing is the FBI sending deadly messages to MAGA Republicans? No, the question is, are you? But we'll get there in a second.
You know, we brought up the Utah tragedy. Geez, that is...
Oh, the Utah tragedy. Guys, it's a tragedy. Should we look up the Utah tragedy? So, let's see. Let's see. This would be the, this is the tragedy he's referring to, if I may. Utah man allegedly pointed .357 at agents during raid over threats to Biden. Provo, Utah. Provo, Spain. A Provo man killed last week in an FBI raid over threats to President Joe Biden allegedly pointed at .357 at agents during the raid, according to a press release from the Bureau Monday. On the morning of August 9th, Craig D. Lou Robertson was shot and killed during an FBI raid after allegedly making numerous online threats against President Biden and a number of other high-profile targets, such as Vice President Kamala Harris. Biden landed in Salt Lake City later on that afternoon of August 9th and stayed through most of the day on August 10th. Robertson had allegedly posted threats online several times and was being investigated by the FBI in the weeks leading up to Biden's visit. One of his posts stated, "The time is right for a presidential assassination or two. First Joe, then Kamala." That's, I mean, it's a little vague. I mean, I mean, you can read that so many different ways, guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. Before President Biden, and look, yeah, you gotta understand, the Blaze is a Christian organization, okay? Which means God created death, and you are the agent of God. All right, so this is, okay, FBI agents were investigating his connection with these threats. At the time of the shooting, the FBI said they were attempting to serve an arrest and search warrant. The FBI released a statement on August 14th. This is it. The FBI continues to review an agent-involved shooting, which occurred around 6:15 a.m. on Wednesday, August 9th, 2023 in Provo, Utah. The incident began when special agents attempted to serve arrest and search warrants on 75-year-old Craig D. Lou Robertson at his home for threats to elected officials and law enforcement officers. Robertson resisted arrest, and as agents attempted to take him into custody, he pointed a .357 revolver at them. The FBI takes all shooting incidents involving our agents or task force officers seriously. In accordance with the FBI policy, the shooting incident is under review by the FBI's inspection division. We have no further details to provide at this time. Robertson's family also released a statement after the shooting, which said, in part, that they are shocked and devastated by the, quote, senseless and tragic killing of Robertson. They say he was beloved father and brother, and that they are mourning the loss of a good and decent man, according to the statement. Families say that Robertson was a sportsman and a hunter. He was reportedly a firearm enthusiast, collector, and gunsmith who staunchly supported the constitutionally protected right to keep and bear arms for the purpose of providing food and protection for his family and home. Yeah, but if they have a search warrant, you just let them act on the search warrant, and then you fight it in court, and then if they've harassed you, you sue them and you buy another ranch. Despite his social media presence, one post showed an assault-style rifle with the caption, "My Democrat Eradicator," a gas-operated point and shoot nail driver. Neighbors and friends of Robertson told NextRCID they never expected this of him. Let's see if there's more pics on this guy, but it's a tragedy. It's a FAFO story. Let's see if we get this business. That's the okay. This is okay. Back up. Quit it. Pink. News wrap. This is PBS. Shoot and kill man. Utah inspector fatally shoots a man and allegedly threatened. Fatally shoots man who threatened kill man. Yeah, you go. This is NPR's thing. This is, if I may, this is Utah man who was accused of making threats. They stated that Robertson had, quote, intent to kill at a minimum D.A. Bragg and President Joe Biden. Gee, I wonder where he developed the hatred for these folks. I can't imagine. Robertson allegedly said that he needed to prepare his camouflage and sniper rifle in anticipation of Biden's trip to Utah this week. Well, that would get you a knock on the door. And again, allegedly said or allegedly posted. Robertson also allegedly threatened to assassinate Bragg in a parking garage. That's pretty specific as well. White House confirmed the president was briefed on the events, but referred specific questions to the FBI. In a statement to NPR, they said it was reviewing okay, we saw that part. Incident began when special agents attempted to okay, blah, blah, blah. The charging documents obtained by NPR said that Robertson mentioned many other politicians, including Letitia James, Merrick Garland, Gavin Newsom. What a surprise. I was hoping the documents would be there. But anyways, there was this, it was a tragedy, was it?
Craig Robertson, who was 75 years old.
And armed. What the fuck difference does it make? What, he wasn't 7.5 years old. He's a grown fucking man.
75. Yes, he said threatening things about the president and should not have. And they, the Secret Service should have showed up at his door and arrested him for it.
They did.
Deal with it that way. You didn't need to send an FBI kill squad.
They didn't send, oh, fuck you, dude. They didn't send an FBI fucking kill squad. But what do you want them to do? Walk up in suits and just knock on the door and have a chit chat with them? The motherfucker was making specific, verifiable threats, posting images of himself with the weapons he intended to use.
Right. To shoot the guy dead.
No, that's not how it worked. Fuck you. And again, this is just gross. This is just like, this in and of itself. Like, I don't know how the Blaze can sign on this. This is the kind of rhetoric that gets cops killed. And it bugs me when folks on my side of the aisle are too loosey-goosey with the anti-cop talk that only puts good cops in danger. Only. Bad cops are rolling up expecting trouble, I suppose. But the good cops are trying to treat everybody even-handedly and even, will overdo it, and they're the ones that end up getting shot. And if you don't believe me, go look at, all the footage of surprise pulls where people are holding weapons, and the cops are talking to them for like 10 fucking minutes, and then finally pop, 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 and then the cop's dead, and everybody's like, fucking man, fucking cops, man. It bothers me when we talk about that level of just like disregard on our side. But these are supposedly the back the blue motherfuckers. Also, all right. Normally I don't fucking, hold on. I have to move this out so I can make a thing over here. There we go. So the last time that I'm aware of that we had, let's see, there's two more there. Yeah, here we go. We had two FBI agents killed in Sunrise, Florida, west of Fort Lauderdale. And it was because he was, I think this is the same case. Yeah, this is during the Biden administration, I would like to say for the record, where they were serving a warrant on a guy for trafficking in child porn. And this dude opened fire on these two police officers. Let's see. The sun had not yet come up on a Tuesday when a group of FBI agents assigned to investigate criminals who prey on children online approached the Water Terrace apartments in Sunrise, Florida to execute a search warrant, a routine part of the job that is always fraught with risk. What exactly happened in the ensuing minutes is unknown, but a gun battle broke out, rousting neighbors out of bed in a quiet residential community. Law enforcement officials called emergency dispatchers, multiple shots fired. They reported send air rescue. 2 FBI agents died and 3 more were injured in one of the deadly shootings in the Bureau history. No agent had been shot and killed since 2008. On the line of duty, a similarly bloody shootout took place in Miami suburb 35 years ago, killing 2 FBI agents and injuring 5 others. It's actually the biggest killing of FBI agents in FBI history. Florida's a fucked up place for FBI people trying to simply serve search warrants. God damn. Hats off to the FBI people who work in Florida. Fucking hell. Like, just because you leave the office knowing that history. You know, the body count of FBI agents is what, 8? Just from search warrants? Yeah, that was in Miami suburb. The man being investigated in this case, which the authorities said involved violent crimes against children, had barricaded himself at the complex and was found dead. After he had shot the cops and had shot the FBI agents and all that shit was happening, he blew his brains out, I think. Law enforcement officials said it appeared the man had killed himself before the agents were able to arrest him. His identity was not released until his family could be notified. Video footage from local police shows a grisly scene at the open-air apartment complex. A SWAT truck had rammed into the staircase railings that lay on the ground. This is after they've been shot at. And this motherfucker would like police officers to... And that guy had not posted violent threats against law enforcement, specifically district attorneys and the president of the United States, online with pictures of him with a gun. Like that child molester specifically had not, I mean, they had reason to understand that people like that can be very dangerous, but they didn't come empty-handed, but that's what he wants. That's what this dickhead wants. Fucking hell.
Of course, when you're doing the flashbangs, and you got the tank outside his house, and you got 30 FBI agents hiding behind the tank from this 75-year-old man inside who can barely move.
It's almost as if, now you know he's
they wanted to kill him.
You know
Fuck you. So those, and again, who's they? The individual FBI agents having to deal with this who got the fucking magic card that this dickhead is in their district. I got news for you. If you post pictures online of yourself with high-powered rifles and with the idea that you're going to kill the fucking president of the United States, and you name the date and the place, and you do it for weeks, apparently, you're going to get a flashbang. They're not going to just knock on your fucking door.
he's armed. He's got weapons. He's talked about it. They talked to him prior, right, in February or something, right? They talked about talking to him at one time.
And he didn't just stop doing it and lay down his arms or come in and deal with it in any other way. What'd he say?
Prior to this.
In March, I think.
And, he's said threatening things on Facebook, and, he's mad at...
Who hasn't, though? Who hasn't threatened to eviscerate dozens of their fellow human beings for their, to show their political fealty to a second-generation rich kid from New York and former game show host, current microblogger? I mean, come on. What's Facebook for?
Biden.
It's for sending stars to this goddamn program. And subscribe. Just say, subscribe.
And
who isn't?
No.
Join the club.
I know.
Are they going to show up at my house? Because I talk about Biden every day.
Yeah, but you don't pick a date and a time you're going to fucking kill him, and you do not say exactly what he said. Stop it. Stop. As a matter of fact, I don't doubt that this asshole has the idiot bravado of thinking he could or should or wants to say that kind of shit, but he doesn't have the nuts to do it.
I don't, threaten him.
Yeah, exactly, motherfucker. That's the line. That's the meaningful part. And you don't brandish weapons while you fucking do it.
But
nothing. After they spoke to him, he continued to post stuff and got more specific.
I say some of the same things this guy said. Let me see.
Of course you do. You're both Trump ball suckers. You don't...
Interesting.
It's
kind of interesting.
Interesting.
But
yeah, you have the same gripes. He just took it past the line where he's threatening to murder somebody. And again, here's an important lesson in free speech, everyone. And what the lovely folks at The Blaze may not recognize, and I would like to congratulate our regular viewers, and I would like to congratulate any of the MAGAt trolls that hang around. Congratulations. You live in a country where as long as you don't threaten to murder people on a specific date, you can talk all the shit you want about your political leaders. Sorry, there's no New World Order. You're not going to get scooped up in a fucking black helicopter. Nobody gives a fuck. You're allowed. But if you cross that line and show a gun in something, you go, I can't wait to shoot the president on August 9th at 3:35 when I know he's going to be walking out of there and I've got the perfect spot picked out. That line cross is what will get you in trouble. And that has nothing to do with free speech.
He called him a buffoon.
Nobody cared.
Wonder where that word comes from. Where that word comes from.
Okay, so the argument these guys are making is that this guy was a regular listener. Is that what their word? We're going to find out that this dude that he's the what Gavin Long is to TYT. This dude is to the Pat Gray fucking half hour.
The buffoon in chief is what he called him. Called him a lying idiot.
So what? Nobody cares.
If I had $1 for every time I'd be a millionaire for every time I've called Biden a lying. He is a lying idiot. He is.
Clearly. That's a proven fact.
These guys are a lot of fun at the bar. You ever stumble on the table that's chattering like this? And you're like, oh, God.
So, I mean.
Yeah, I know. What, you can't call him a buffoon and a fucking liar? You can. Nobody, that's exactly it. You've actually stumbled on how full of shit you are. No one is, the FBI isn't showing up at your fucking house. You're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want. Congratulations. All your bullshit mythology about the New World Order and Biden, the fucking Chinese, and they're going to scoop you up and they've created a system where we've lost all of our freedoms and we don't have free speech anymore is nonsense. You are on a fucking television network. Well, the Blaze-ish, sort of. But still. You have a funded television show. Those are professional microphones that are, and the entire thing is designed to look like he even has fake rust on his fucking mic suspender. The sound cushion that he has. The fuck out of here.
Just can't threaten the president.
Right. Yes, exactly. And I got news for you. The first time you do it, they give you a talking to. And that's exactly what they did. And he continued to do it. And he got more specific. And then he was showing pictures of himself with the weapons he intended to fucking use.
Correct. And I understand that. But
no, you don't. There's no but in that. That's that.
It's almost as if they knew that by breaking down the door with their warrant,
that they could get what they wanted. The guy would go for his gun.
Would reach for his weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did he was stockpiling arms. Did they know he was for sure in the house and he wasn't already at the site where he was planning on assassinating the fucking president?
Yep. I think we have the video from the neighbor. There was a neighbor that filmed some of this from across the street. You see the SWAT teams or the FBI team there. Look at that, really hiding behind that armored truck.
Right. This is, all right, first of all, we have talked about this shit, and again, this applies to our side of the aisle as well, that you don't come in midway through a police action or an altercation or a fucking fight and expect me to judge the circumstances and who is wrong or right in this based on the middle of this. Right? I refuse to do it. I want all the fucking context, either, written statements and testimony, or I want the entire fucking video, or I want to see the entire fucking lead up to this shit. But I don't give a rat fuck. We've been down this road too many fucking times where somebody in a car reaches for a gun and shoots at a cop, and then they're like, he didn't have the gun in his hand when he fired this one, and then they don't show you the fact that the cop was talking to this person nicely for 10 fucking minutes. and then reached for the gun, like, and just started shooting. Like, quit it. It's bad enough we have them trying to sell the whole, like, Hunter Biden laptop bullshit without metadata. I don't want half a fucking video. Greg Edmond, TYD does this all the time, 10-second clip, and cops are monsters. I know, it's pathetic. And it's wrong. It's wrong in this situation. If you were showing this, if somebody was praising how the cops handled it and said, this motherfucker had barricaded himself in the house, and these cops had to ram his front of his house to get in there, or what? Like, I don't know either. That's the point. You cannot judge the circumstance of this. By the way, when you get more information about this, it looks worse for that guy, because we now know there was a backstory of the police trying to talk this dude down and say, just come in, don't fucking shoot anybody, we need to have a chit chat with you. And he's threatening their lives, threatening other people's lives, where they finally had to fucking go to his house because he was basically barricaded. We do know that backstory. They're pretending it doesn't exist, but that's that. But again, starting in the middle of this shit where they're like, oh fuck, this guy's threatening or waving a gun, or he was brandished a gun, or said you can't get me, blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't know any of the lead up to that. All we're seeing is people taking cover behind a vehicle because of a guy who aimed a gun at police.
Doing this with this guy?
Yeah, listen to him screaming in the background. You can hear him. And then in a moment, you're going to see the flashbang.
Right. All right.
There it is.
Right. How long were they talking to him? There it is. Yes. You know how long they fucking had to wait? He was obviously yelling at them. They were obviously trying to converse with him. Somebody, bless their fucking hearts, had to walk up and knock on the door and say, FBI, come out. We don't, we got a warrant, search warrant, blah, blah. That person puts their fucking life in their hands every time they walk up to one of those fucking doors. And I've told this story before, but like my cousin's a U.S. Marshal, and one of his, one of the guys on his team was shot when they had to battering ram this guy who was selling, illegal guns. And as soon as they hit the door with the battering ram, the guy fired a shotgun straight through the door and shredded the cop that was knocking the door down. They had a warrant. The guy was totally guilty. This is a guy who, and they've been talking to him all afternoon, trying to get him to walk out, and he wouldn't do it. And they couldn't just leave him in there because they got neighbors, and he's just started shooting out the fucking windows. That's that, dead neighbors. So they got it. Now they're there. They got to go get him, and he won't come out. So they do this. This guy gets shredded. This guy is going to be in a wheelchair with a fucking colostomy bag for the rest of his fucking life, because you and I don't want some dickhead straw selling guns all over fucking the south side of Chicago and Indiana. And these pricks are like, look at that, a flashbang. That's crazy.
Grenade goes off, and
it's not a grenade, asshole. It's a flashbang.
And then they filled him full of lead, dragged him out in the street, and dumped him.
Fuck you. He tried to fill them full of lead.
Left him there for 2 to 3 hours to bleed out.
Okay. I'm gonna go with, if he fired on that many people and they returned fire, he was dead right away. Bleeding out means they could have saved you and they didn't. That's a lie. And again, this is the kind of shit where this motherfucker wants somebody to walk into like one of these offices and kill somebody. I don't know. Attention Glenn Beck and Stu. The fuck is wrong with you? This asshole is he's in your studio, on your set, lying about law enforcement. I just don't want to hear this back the blue shit. It's a lie. And look at this. And this guy, like, well, I mean, he said a lot of stuff I said about the president. They probably killed him for that. I mean, obviously the waving of the gun and the threatening to kill everybody in the neighborhood and shooting the president and all that kind of stuff. That was a factor, I suppose. Good Lord.
Really?
That's
horrifitic.
I mean, and
horrific.
you just leaving him bleed out on the curb?
Yeah.
Like,
and left him.
Yeah. They just let him, they didn't try to resuscitate him or nothing. Bet you they did.
See what could happen to you?
I understand, like 2 or even 3 hours. What is that, a warning to everybody?
Yeah, I guess so.
This is what happens to you. You threaten this president. You talk this way about this president. This is how you're going to wind up.
Fuck you. No. You threaten this president. You threaten any president. You're going to get a visit. You do it again, and you keep posting dates and times and images of yourself with a fucking gun. Good Lord. Hold on. Now, this is going to annoy me. What's this guy? See if I can find these. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here we go. This is, you guys want to see why they might have taken this guy's threat seriously? The moment Utah man Craig D. Lou Robertson's house is surrounded by FBI agents who throw a smoke bomb before shooting him dead after he posted credible Joe Biden death threats. This is New York breaking. New footage shows the dramatic moment FBI agents confronted a Utah man who threatened to kill Joe Biden. Was murdered by the FBI on his doorstep in Provo, an hour's drive from Salt Lake City. This is the way they're taking it because this is the only site that will post what he posted. One of the officers threw what appeared to be a smoke bomb, which exploded on the left of the image in the door. Okay, this is the guy. There he is with his sniper rifle. Owned a custom woodworking business, but didn't renew his license after it expired last year, according to state records. One then throws a period. Okay, so this is just AI. Actual shooting is unclear, but photographs in the scene show Robertson lying on his back dead on the front steps of his home. FBI takes seriously all shooting events. For months, Robert has been posting daily threats on what is believed to be his Facebook page, revealing his obsession with the president and his fantasies about hurting him. A message reads, "There is only one creature in this universe that I hate more than Joe Biden. It's Lucifer, Biden's brother." While monitoring Robertson's home on March 19th, a special agent tried to talk to Robertson about his messages. Robertson replied, "I said it was a dream." He told the officer to come back with a warrant. Robertson, who owned a custom woodworking business, worked as a structural welder, his messages became increasingly violent and threatening, targeting Kamala Harris, California Governor Gavin Newsom, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, in addition to Biden. Hey, FBI, still monitoring my social media, checking so I can be sure to have a loaded gun handy in case you drop by again. There's a picture of him. Robertson had several photos of himself posing with guns and wearing tactical gear on social media. By the way, if he was a 17-year-old boy, everybody would have gone, how did nobody pay attention to this fuckhead before he opened fire in a mall? There he is wearing the same shit again. Another photo with his guns and body armor, ski mask, and helmet. These are all of his guns, taped in the garage. There's a knife right there in case he runs out of bullets, I suppose. Zombie apocalypse being what it is. His holster belts for his handguns. Robertson shared numerous photos online with heavy guns that he stacked in a massive gun cache in his home, including sniper rifles, AR-15 style weapons in March. Well, we'll see. Threatened to kill Bragg, who oversees the criminal investigation. Hello there. Let's see. To another. I wait in this courthouse. Yeah, here it goes. He oversees criminal. I wait in the courthouse parking garage with my suppressed Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm to smoke a radically foolish prosecutor who should have never been elected, he wrote at the time. Hello there to another corrupted bitch, I guess. Most of his social media posts revolved around the president and his son Hunter. Perhaps Utah will become famous this week as the place a sniper took out Biden the Marxist. In my dream, I see Joe Biden's body in a dark corner of a D.C. parking garage with his head severed and lying in a huge puddle of blood. Hoorah. There's only one creature in this universe. Okay, that's the Lucifer one. Page which also posted pro-Trump comments. I know, shocking. Also had more death threats against Biden's brother, Kamala Harris, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. On Monday, Robertson is reported to have written, I hear Biden is coming to Utah, digging out my ghillie suit and wiping the dust off my M24 sniper rifle. Welcome, buffoon to chief. Oh, I thought he said buffoon in chief or Oh, so that's what they were. By the way, this is the article. I'm pretty sure this is the article that he was reading. That's why he was referencing it. But I think he means buffoon in chief. Okay. One of the things you can point out in somebody who's either got dementia or they're starting to lose it is that is odd typos in important messages. He then wrote, "Hey FBI, are still monitoring it." That's okay. That was on Tuesday. His Facebook post contained bloodthirsty content about how he would brutally kill the commander-in-chief. He also shared numerous photos of heavy weapons he was stacked. Okay, blah, blah, blah. These are the people there. This is all the FBI guys gathering. There's Biden, because in case we don't know. Court documents show that Robertson, who describes himself as MAGA Trumper, threatened to inflict bodily harm on Biden during his visit to Utah. He was charged with interstate threats against the president, and influencing, obstructing, and retaliating against federal law enforcement officials through threats, which is like that whole thing about like show up at my door and I'll have a gun. An FBI official said the raid was related to an investigation into threats against them. Yeah, obviously. They deemed them credible. Well, I think Biden's coming and I got to dust off my M24, and there he is dusting off his M24. I guess, right? Yeah. So the idea that somehow, but it's my mistake. I thought that they were concerned that guy was making credible threats to the president of the United States and other human beings, and that he believed he had every reason in the world to carry them out, and that he was actually going to do it. And when confronted by law enforcement, he told them to fuck off and threatened them with a gun. I thought that's why they did the search warrant and the raid and were going to arrest him, which he, by the way, could have gone quietly and made a big noise or whatever and sued the police for his violating his First Amendment rights, perhaps, unless he was actually planning on doing it, which is what it sounds like. Oh, is it indictment time? We're waiting. I'm waiting. So, but apparently no, it's because he even said these things. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't Twitter full of fucking accounts that say way worse all the time, and they're not getting killed? I know. Sure, it doesn't add up, but it's the Blaze.
Is that the message to the rest of us?
No, the rest of the message to you specifically is fuck off.
Message received.
Yeah, got your message.
Good, then shut the fuck up. I guess you're shutting your show down because apparently you're not allowed to say the things you said and you're afraid you're going to die. If message received, maybe he is doing this from his fucking bunker and it's not just for show.
You can stick it up your rectal cavity. But we got the message. Jeez. I don't know.
It's sad all the way around.
It is.
It's sad.
No, it's not. The saddest thing is that if this guy had been successful in killing a bunch of FBI agents, you guys either would have cried some level of crocodile tears about it and then blew it off in, going into the next story, or you would have secretly amongst yourself cheered for these guys' deaths when all they were doing was carrying out a search warrant that in any other time would have been completely reasonable.
All the way around, because
it didn't have to happen.
Because I know that we have to take those things seriously.
What do you mean now? After your ridiculous idea that this was somehow just to control you?
But on the other hand, do we honestly believe that this 75-year-old man is going to traverse down to wherever Joe Biden is?
He was not going to drive to Salt Lake City and shoot the president. He was not going to do that.
And if he had, and it wasn't Biden, it was a Trumper. What if you'd have found out that the guy who shot Scalia, the alleged Bernie supporter guy, courtroom thing, someone say, "Oh, all right, right now MSNBC's at the courthouse. Hold on, we'll go to it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I don't see anything there. Hold on. There are lights outside. Nope. Okay, hold on. They're just voting? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my touch is simulcasting the MSNBC? Well, that's not right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me grab you guys. Hold on real quick. Hi, folks. Boom, 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 boom. Did I just get you in here? There you go. Still talking heads, waiting for announcement. Yeah, we can definitely cover this Wednesday because it'll be about people's reaction to it. But ultimately, I don't think that. I mean, even if they vote tonight, the chances that they announce it this evening seems like a lot, unless they're going to go arrest him specifically, right? Trump live edge of Fulton County grand jury is voting now in Georgia case. We'll see if there's a. Wait a minute, Fulton County does. Yeah, they're still just waiting. Yeah, shit's about to go down. MCA's courtroom broadcasting his going down tonight. You think so? All right. Breaking news: felony. This is yeah. Hold on. I just don't want to borrow anybody's footage illegally while we're looking for it. So MSNBC says they have a live courtroom feed. Yeah. Trump in court live coverage. This is the Fox 5 one. Is that the whole thing? Hold on. That's earlier. Yeah, that's April 4th. That's Trump appearing in court. He's not there actually for this one. What about Hillary? Yeah, it's a good question. What about Hillary? It's interesting that well, I'm well past the hour. I'm gonna just duck out so that you guys can watch it. And I know that like Hillary is going to be on Rachel Maddow's show, and I'm curious if they talk about it while it's happening as well. But they're, I don't want to like. You're in the man cave. You need a TV, just a little one. Yes, I do. I don't have one. This is not a man cave. This is my office. But I will say for the record though that next time we're gonna do. I won't hang, but I'm gonna be here. Oh no, I just need to know. Just understand that I'm floating around. I'm fine. Try to do this thing right here. Woo! I don't even know what to do about it. I think that Joe Biden is part of a new world order. Roseanne was right. Roseanne was right. I'm just saying. So y'all, I know it's true. I know that Joe Biden, he's the most crooked person ever. Oh no. So I'm gonna watch all this. Y'all are gonna see me on this shit. That's how it's gonna be. All right, come on. So I'll see you next time. And walk in. That's a bad time to walk in the middle of this. Oh no. Good Lord. So, just for the record, I will see you guys. Paul Bearer. It's a great name for a character. Pen signing. Okay. Unsealed. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Well, I have to say, I'm excited about the idea. And I'm curious if at some point, and we shall see, if Trump gets one of these cupcake interviews. You know what I'm fucking talking about? God damn it, the son of a bitch gets away with everything. I don't know how it happens. They won't ask him the tough questions. This ain't a cupcake interview, you son of a bitch. I'll ask him the tough questions. My questions are if journalism is a cow, my questions are the gristle and the hooves. Yeah. Chewy is a sun-dried asshole. That's what's up. Cupcake interview. It's not gonna fucking happen. I'm letting you guys get ready. Yeah, son of a bitch. Anyways, we'll see you soon. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go watch the live stream. Just